All right, in this next video on forces, we're going to look at forces on inclined planes. As you can see by this free body diagram, we have a force that is on an inclined plane. We do have a perpendicular force and a parallel force from coming from the weight vector, and we'll talk about what all that means here in just a moment. The center dot of that diagram represented the center of gravity. The weight vectors are always drawn straight down. So when you're drawing a free body diagram of a object on an incline, you want to draw the weight straight down. Then you want to break that weight vector up into two components. There's a perpendicular force, which is perpendicular to the surface of the inclined plane, and this is the force that presses the object to the surface of that plane, such as a ramp. There's also a parallel force that's the force pulling the object down the inclined plane. So for instance, if you put a car on a ramp, as we've most likely hopefully done in lab, the car will start rolling down. Gravity through weight provides the force that keeps the car on the ramp, but that also causes the car to accelerate down the ramp. So again, weight is providing both the perpendicular and the parallel force on that. The normal force is equal to the magnitude, but opposite in the direction of the perpendicular component of the weight force. So that is the force that the ramp is providing back up to the car or whatever other object you put on an inclined plane. We're using theta to represent the angle of the incline. So as the angle of the incline increases, your normal force will decrease, but your parallel force is going to increase. So the normal force and the parallel force have an inverse relationship. When the parallel force increases, the object slides down the inclined plane and accelerates. So the steeper the incline gets, the larger that acceleration is going to be. So as the angle approaches 90 degrees, the acceleration will increase to 9.8 meters per second squared. And so the parallel force increases until it's equal to the weight, and then the normal force is going to decrease until it's zero. And those are the basics of forces on inclined planes. Just be able to recognize that you need to break the weight up into a parallel and perpendicular component, and that the normal force will be equal to that perpendicular component of the weight. And just understand these behaviors that we just talked about as your angle of incline increases and decreases. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask your teachers.